Hello and welcome to the Ancient Gods Part 1 Doom Eternal review. This DLC is pretty good. First of all, the footage you're seeing right now is a new save file after I've done basically everything in like a week. It took a long time to get to this point of skill, and yeah, I still do mistakes, as you'll see later on. But anyway, going on to review, this DLC is pretty good. Like, it's very difficult, even on like easy modes. You have to be fast, use your resources well, and make sure you don't make a mistake in higher difficulties. Because even if you stop for a second, you'll take damage, and on higher difficulties like Nightmare, which I'm doing in the recording, in the video, is will basically kill you, and if you even get hit once, it's basically mostly life or death. You'll see that I'll do some things that most people won't do to help me gain an advantage against some demons. Like, most people say that to deal with Cyber Mancubus, you have to do crazy stuff. Like Ice Bomb, Grenade, Super Shotgun, and that's it. What I like to do is Meat Hook right next to the Cyber Mancubus, and then Blood Punch it. As you'll see, I'll do soon enough in this recording. I'll try it. I can't because he's on the stairs. Look around for the other one since I know there's another one. Remember that there's one on top, and go for that one, and you'll see Meat Hook, Blood Punch, and insta kill. This is not a good thing if you're near a lot of demons, since the Meat Hook could hit the other ones, and especially with carcasses, they will use shields to block your path, which is mostly annoying. Anyway, the first level is easy enough. It's just like a master level, like Super Gorness or something like that. Like the art complex and the master level before they used the fog, and before the DLC happened. The second level, the Blood Swamps, is pretty good. Different challenges you have to do, and it tests your skill. And that's when introduced to the spirits. The spirits I'm okay with, except in the boss when they use the spirits. I hate it. Not kidding. I died multiple times in my first run of Nightmare. I died like about 30 times, and doing Ultra Nightmare with the cheese of basically letting me retry infinite times without having to worry about getting back into to the beginning. I did like about the same amount of times, or even more. Thankfully, I think I did it less. I'm pretty sure I did it like less, though I still had a lot of troubles even getting to that point because of the blood makers and stuff. And talking about blood makers, blood punches, like you saw before, blood punches sometimes don't work. I punched the Cyber Mancubus 3 times, and there was only one blood punch, which was the third one. Blood punch is like very difficult sometimes to activate, even though you just punch near an enemy. Sometimes it doesn't activate, sometimes it does. It is annoying. But overall, the game is the DLC is pretty good. The whole, I hate it. I very much hate it because of the spirits and blood makers, and especially the final boss. Since it involves everything I am not good at dealing with, like the spirits, the blood makers, and makes it into a boss where I have to constantly move in a tight arena. The turrets I have no problem with. I just stand near, like that, just stand near and just camp. Well, yeah, still moving. I still camp near the the things to make sure I don't miss something that I do because there's enemies hitting me, like you'll see here in this fight, and I even died in this fight since I wasn't paying attention and got cornered by someone. Before I died. These fights are pretty good. They are kind of long, but they are still enjoyable. And the combinations is pretty good. Like all the combinations of demons are pretty good in this. Hopefully they do something better or add more demons to put in the fight. Not like spirits or those turrets since well yeah spirits contribute a lot. They don't add another demon to have to face off entirely. Other than that, apart from the Bloodmakers, there aren't that really more demons that contribute. Spirits, well, yes, they contribute. They only make the demon more harder and add an extra step to deal with. Bloodmakers, however, you have to work around the Bloodmakers since they're invincible until they attack, and and you have to headshot them to kill them instantly, which I always try to do since I can't stand having to deal with them any longer. In this point, this is where I die because I did not see behind me. But other than that, I haven't died up to that point of where I'm gonna end the video. Well, midway. People complain about, well, some people complain about the two Marauders. I beat the 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 master level, Super Gornist on every single thing. So I got the golden shotgun skin. There, we already fought two Marauders, and they're not difficult. Like the arena is what makes them difficult. And even in the Blood Swamps where you fight the possessed Marauder, not the possessed, the empowered Marauder, it's not all too bad. It's just make sure you don't go on the sides and just constantly be moving from side to side. Sometimes, yes, it does not register that he wants to attack. Other than that, it's not too difficult. The real problem is the possessed Marauder. My first time doing that, uh, uh, the Slayer Gate. That was the thing I was looking for. The Slayer Gate and the last one on the hold. I hate it. It took me about 30 minutes. 30 minutes to beat just that possessed Marauder. I've been running around in circles trying to use the tactic they use on Super Gornist, hitting the Marauder with detonation from the rocket launcher. I didn't die on that one. It just took forever to beat, and thankfully I did kill the spirit before it possessed the other Marauder. I'm talking about Slayer Gates. The first one is I would say it's a little bit like a little bit too easy to beat it. Well, yes, it's hard enough for like people who are Nightmare and don't know what to expect. It is a little bit difficult, but once you know what to expect or just know how the game works against each type of enemy or just very good in the game in general, you'll just breeze through that first one. They could probably make it probably because you just got back into probably just got back into playing Doom again for the DLC, like I did. But they could have probably made it a little bit better, like add like a bit more archviles, or even introduce the spirit like early on, which they might do. Probably not, but they did update the second Slayer Gate, so I may believe that they update the first one. Who knows? The secret encounters are fairly easy, especially in this one. Destroyer Blade kills every single demon, and even if they don't, you can just super shotgun, and the combo I'm doing, super shotgun and sniper attack. Um, Sorry if you can hear background noise because I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can, if you'll hear it from the background. I'm gonna see if I can fix that, but if I can't, oh well. I may just show what I've done with the campaign, like show like my progress just beating it over again on Nightmare. Since the campaign is truly fun. Well, yes, it gets frustrating at points where you mess up at one point, or like me, just get stuck on the Bloodmakers and the final boss. Now, talking about the final boss, I did say I did do a cheese. That cheese is basically the saving throw rune. Once it activates, quit out the game, reopen it, and boom, you restart from the last checkpoint. The bad thing about this is you can't do it while the death cutscene plays, or else you won't have any weapons. And I got hit a lot of times during that boss fight, so I had to retry it over and over and over and over again. The skin, I would say, is not at all worth it. Like the first one is pretty good. This one, could be better, but still a gold skin. I like gold. I like shiny. Apart from that, going back to the levels, the Blood Swamps is pretty good. The difference paths and even the boss fight theme is pretty good. I listened to that level boss fight theme like a lot. It's like most people say, the only thing they fear is you, DLC song. Like all these different songs are pretty good. Well, they are not composed by Mick Gordon. The people who did compose it, which I don't know the names, did a very good job doing it. The songs are catchy, though not as I would say good as Mick Gordon's. They still are pretty good. Probably just a little bit off than Mick Gordon's work. Another thing I like to do doing this is doing that combo with the Marauder. There have been other combos you can do, but I'm not good to pull those off yet, since they require accuracy and timing. I'm not good with timing, and I'm kinda bad at accuracy. Apart from that, apart from that, I'm pretty good with dealing Marauders, even that one I said about the Blood Swamps, the buff Marauder. I did it my first try in like 2 minutes, I think. It wasn't pretty difficult. Pretty easy. Now going to the Halt level. The first time you meet the Blood Makers, I kept dying to them on the first arena because I didn't know how to deal with them. And then the second arena, I did like 15 times, I think. And I don't think that's, and I'm pretty sure I'm not exaggerating about that. I literally died like 15 times at that arena. And then on Ultra Nightmare, even with the cheese, I died like about 10 to 15 times. Well, yes, I had a way more better understanding since I beat Nightmare on my first go and then did extra life mode to get a breather. I still died a lot on that level, especially on the boss fight. Like I died so many times on that boss fight that I just had to like my first go I had to split up my attempts in 2 separate days. Granted, one I got to that point like with only 1 hour left of playing time. But the same thing happened like yesterday since I did beat it yesterday, Ultra Nightmare. Like I had the same amount of time left, like an hour before I had to turn off the system. I knew what to expect at this time, and I had better understanding and knew to use the BFG at points, which greatly saved my butt. Yes, because the final two I had to use two BFG shots, one to uh, damage the boss, and another one is to heavily damage the demons, especially the pain elemental. Since my first go of that phase, I died very quickly because of the pain elemental. I could pretty much deal with the Dread Knight. Just a full volley of rockets, of lock-on rockets, and it should be done easily. The pain elemental, I had so much trouble every single time. Like there was one time where I just tried to beat it, like just lock on him first and forget about the Dread Knight. But because he also spawns in Bloodmaker as a boss, I could barely do anything. I had to continuously move, but I also could not move far away from the Pain Elemental, or else the Dread Knight would get me. And even when I defeat it, I still couldn't get far away, since then I had to kill the spirit. It was pretty difficult. Eventually, I did beat it, and pretty good. Sorry if I jumped around a lot in this review. I haven't wrote a script yet. That'll take me some time to write a script. I want to get a video out as possible. And well, I want to test out my new headset to figure out like what I should do with the audio and get more comfortable doing these reviews. Next video should be about is this just the normal campaign and add it with the multiplayer. Well, I'll just do multiplayer right now. Multiplayer it's pretty okay. It's the same like 2016's multiplayer. Well, it is shorter. It does compare to the same as 2016. Not in length, but just in like quality, I feel like, for me at least. Since it's a 1v2, it tests your skills as a Slayer and teamwork as a Demon, which could help if you have a mic to communicate with your teammate. I don't know why in multiplayer and private matches, I can understand if like to tell plan and stuff without the Slayer knowing, but I don't know why in private matches you cannot have an option to allow everyone to talk to everyone. Maybe for concentration or just like plans, like I said, but they should add that as an option. But other than that, like, the thing is pretty good. So, I'll get back, since I feel like they're calling me, and we'll see. Now continue the review of multiplayer. Anyway, for now, just watch the gameplay I have. See you in a few minutes. Okay, going back to my point of multiplayer. The skins, the gameplay in multiplayer are pretty nice. While multiplayer can get a little bit repetitive of losing streaks or winning streaks, and you mostly get paired up with bad people or just very good players for no reason at all. Not even uh like skill level. Like I'm pretty good at multiplayer, and yet I see people who just joined the game and just mostly just see people who just play the game and never see very good players. And even when I see them, it's just like it just takes like forever to beat it. And like I got like about 10 times or 100 times more bad players than good players, I'm pretty sure. And that's the thing with multiplayer. It can get repetitive and stuff at one point. But overall, like, if you have a like group of friends willing to play with you in multiplayer, you can just go on a private match and just win matches and just, well, not win matches, but just play matches over and over to see who's better with what type of demon or which type of friend or something. And multiplayer is pretty fun. The skins of seasons and the ones you get from milestones are pretty. Well, some of them are not worth it, I would say. Well, for me at least. They're still pretty good overall. I mostly use the gold skin for the Slayer. Like this gold overall. If I have a gold skin and I kind of like it, I'll use it. And the multiplayer rank, I haven't gotten a 1 star, but I'm very close. So I would like to hopefully that once I get a gold a star for echelon rank, I can hopefully finally meet good players, since I just see people who just start the game. Sometimes they have Smurf account, I don't understand why. Like I have a, well, to say at least a Smurf account, because I sometimes play on different consoles and it does not save levels. So on this one I'm at 221, I'm pretty sure at this point. But my others I'm like 10 or 25. Anyway, next, hopefully next video or pretty soon I'll do the base campaign. So I'll see you in the next video when I and like a few months or something, since I don't know when I'm gonna upload or something. But when I do, I'll probably do the base campaign. Anyway, I'll see you and watch the rest of this video. Well, this cutscene. You can watch this cutscene or do whatever, but other than that, see you in the near future.